So let me first introduce my topic. It's about geek girls in the Philippines. Meet Drupal. So actually, it's more about the female world, but men are welcome to attend this session because we're also giving credit to male people who also initiated the IT industry and the IT community, especially in the Philippines. So let me first introduce myself.
No. Let me do that. I meant to do that.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I forgot. It's actually really exciting for me to be able to introduce Gemma Devanadera Dublin. Did I get that right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm really excited that Gemma is here. She's come from Manila in the Philippines, and as this is the first Asia Pacific DrupalCon, to actually have people from Asia Pacific region to come and speak. You know, a lot of these Yanks, right? There's a lot of them, but they don't know. They're not really us. They're not from our part of the world, right? So I feel like Gemma is like representing. She's also a recipient of a Linux Australia Travel Fund Scholarship as an international speaker. So thank you to Linux Australia. Peter, can you pass on our thanks in, whatever. And she's going to be, she's sort of introduced herself already, speaking about Geek Girls Meet Drupal in the Philippines. So please make Gemma incredibly welcome, and I'm ready to enjoy her talk.
Thank you, Miss Donna. Actually, I would like to thank the Linux Australia for supporting me and sponsoring my scholarship for this DrupalCon event. This is my first time to ever attend the DrupalCon. At last, it was a dream come true. Thank God and thank the Drupal Association for helping me achieve this goal. So thank you very much for that. Well, to introduce myself, I humbly introduce myself as just a freelance Drupal developer, and I am just 1.5 years in the Drupal development. I have not yet contributed any module development in the Drupal core, but I am somewhat initiating an event in the Drupal Philippines in Manila. So I'm also heading the first Philippine Geek Girls, where we founded only last year, 2012. Which is composed only of 5 to 10 females for a while. You might be asking why 10 females? Really, in the Philippines, we have so many female working in different industries, right? Even in Australia, let me ask you this. How many of us here are developers? Developers. Designers, businessmen, marketers, sales. Okay, so many of us. But the pure Drupal developer, just like Juris said to his talk, is rarely found, right? But it is not impossible for us to evolve into that kind of development someday. I guess that the community really matters. That's what I'm really here. That's why I'm really here. Because I wanted to encourage, especially the female, to have the active involvement in the community like this. Especially in the Philippines, because we have a very rare female involvement in the Drupal community, especially in the IT community. We have, in the Philippines, I guess we have a total of 20 groups. We have Philippine web designers. We have OS developers a lot. We have Drupal developers group. But rarely you can find females involving themselves in the activities of the community. So that's what main problem that I see nowadays on how we can empower these women and encourage them how to participate in this kind of activities. So as the main organizer of the Philippine Drupal Philippines, okay, about me, first let me say something about me. My interest was I love dogs. Okay, there is a saying that you can test your patience by taking care of a pet. If you want to develop your patience, try to grab some pet or a dog and learn your patience by taking care of it. You will see how patient you are after 1 week of taking care of a dog, after it poop, and then it will give some headache on you after it. You will feed the dog. Then you have to give the food every now and then. So it will test your patience. So that's why the first main reason why I need a pet is because I need patience. So dog is the number one test for me. So number two, I love Twilight. Who doesn't like Twilight? You don't like Twilight. You tell me why you don't like Twilight. Cheesy, right? Okay. But we have our own likes and dislikes, and we respect that. But for me, I can see that even though you find it cheesy, for me, I find it, one more thing with the character of Bella. I see some strong willpower woman inside her. The way that she display her character in the movie, the way she fight for Edward in the movie, really it inspires me that, oh, someday if I became a vampire, I will really fight for that. And if ever I have the chance to be a wife of Edward, of course, right? So who doesn't want to fight for Edward? Next is, who is crazy of Starbucks? Starbucks. Coffee, yeah, coffee. So you have Starbucks here, right? We have Starbucks, right? So anyone that is addicted to Starbucks, when you smell the aroma of that coffee, or even not Starbucks, you tend to be craving for that aroma. You tend to, where's that coffee? I want to really sip at least 1 cup this morning. So at least it can suit your satisfaction. Okay, number 4, we have, I like this pizza a lot, and we have that in Manila. So it's a 65-inch pizza. So if you're gonna be traveling to Manila, you're gonna try that Pizza Nero. So it will be a customized pizza of 65-inch. I don't know if you can handle that 65-inch. And you'll be alone eating that the whole day, and you'll be stuffed. So, but as a programmer or a developer, if you are doing coding, most of the time when I'm at home, stuck at home, I cannot stand on my chair. It's like my husband is just feeding me some food on the door and just get the food out of there. And I'm just, okay, what else? Is there lunch? So I'm just continuing coding. So that's how my life is before, until that I met Drupal. Okay, for just a short history about the Philippines, you might not be shocked about this picture, but okay. So it sounds so boring. It looks so boring, actually. Maybe you've asked me if that is my grandmother. No, it's not. It's the women during the 18th century in the Philippines. So I just want to give you a fresh back or outlook about how women dressed up during those times and how are we doing our role in the Philippines during those 18th century. Those years we are bound to take care of our kids. So we are just designed to primarily take care of our husbands, children's needs. So we are just stuck at home during those previous times. Excuse me. So that's our main role in the Philippines before. So you might be agreeing with this, right? Can you tell me something in Australia? Can you share something about your women history here? Because, I've never done some research about women in Australia and the basic task or main role that you have.
Well, I think that's probably fair for Australia too, certainly. But just kind of from the 50s, then that would probably have been the reality.
Yeah, the West from the 50s, late 50s, right? So those are the main role of women sometimes. We are designed to clean the houses and just washing the dishes and ironing the clothes of our husbands. Until on the old days when women started to be active in the community in the 19th century in the Philippines. So during those times, you know that Philippines have been conquered by Spaniards and Americans, and different countries have all over conquered Philippines and Manila. So during those times, we have now the access for education. So those times, women evolved themselves and try to be curious about education. So during those times, women are asking, what can I do to improve myself other than just washing the clothes, staying at home, taking care of the baby. What else can I do? So those are the time that women became curious. Until today, on the 20th century era, as you may see, in the Philippines, we have now different league of women, women who are highly involved in the artillery, auxiliary group, and women in the Magna Carta, and women in the sports field, and even in the IT industry. So this one, as you can see, is Eileen Apollo, which is, she became one of the marketing representative from Google Philippines, and she highly represented Philippines for Google during those time. But I guess the latest news now, she has been replaced by a man named Narciso Reyes already in Google. So, okay. This is a case-to-case study. What I want you to do is, if for every part of this word, I would like to ask for your suggestion, your opinions regarding this, because Australian has a different situation, right? Basically, these are some reasons that I've seen why there is a small population of women in the IT community. Number one is the lifestyle. Depends on the country, depends on the culture. For example, in the Philippines, mostly our Philippine women are basically designed to just primarily care for their children, for just designed for the household task, right? So in Australia, women are being educated by the government. So it is different. It is a case-to-case study already. So in your country, if you have other countries here, if you have other culture, you may raise your opinion to me and give a suggestion on what you can say about this idea. Depends on the lifestyle. Do you have any suggestion?
I've heard that in Malaysia, Singapore, and say Iran, there are a lot more women in IT than in Australia and America, and I don't know so much about the Philippines, maybe it's somewhere in between.
Uh-huh.
But the number of women are less in Western cultures than and in Eastern cultures. We always found that really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that I've heard was that because there's a perception that working in IT is a clean and safe place. You can be an engineer, but you don't have to go and do outside mechanical engineering or civil engineering. So, but I don't know. I'm still waiting to have a conversation with someone about that from those places.
Okay. Other than that, do you have any opinion with the lifestyle? What about you, your own personal lifestyle? How did you get into Drupal yourselves? You and yourselves, how did you get interested in Drupal?
I got into websites and computing in general because I didn't feel very social when I was 10 or 11, and I didn't really like spending time with friends, and I liked spending time at home alone.
Okay. That's so boring.
And that's why now I like spending time with friends. But I'd say maybe a lot of people didn't have that and I think for me at least, a lot of the girls in my class were a lot more social, a lot more into going out to the movies or doing activities, where I just wanted to stay at home. So I don't know if that's because they were expected to or what.
Yeah, I agree with you because women are more sociable. And that's how there's a misconception with regarding to programming. Sometimes they view this as negatively, that programming is just a non-sociable work somehow, because you're just going to stay at home and coding all the day of your lives, and you're not going to do anything. So we're just thankful that we have the DrupalCon Association, and we have the Drupal community, or the different IT organization in the different countries, because we are able to mingle with other developers. And from our boring life of programming and coding from our house, we tend to express our stress, or we have the stress relief to express ourselves in the society and become more friendly, right? So we became friendly by doing activities in the community. So,
Say that, like in the 70s and 80s, if computer programming or anything like that was taught at schools, it was traditionally taught at men's schools or as a male subject, and women did secretarial studies and home economics. So that has changed, but certainly as I was, going through school, there wasn't the same opportunities for women or
uh-huh.
girls to
Yes, I exactly agree with you. And the second factor is the interest of women. You know, women are so vain, right? We are all vain. Admit it. We adore. I don't know with guys. Are you guys in vain with your looks, with your? Because in some area there are guys that are vain, right? You know, yesterday I was with some Australian friends also. They don't like hairy thing, or what do you call that? Yeah. So women are really vain with their looks. So we tend to really exert an effort to make feel more beautiful, to look more beautiful, right? Even inside or outside. So the interest has something to do with the interest also in the IT industry, because men are they are critical thinker, right? So in terms of women, we can also excel with men in terms of mathematical, but they are born with that kind of attitude that it has something to do with the brain hemisphere. Do you think so? Does it have something to do with the brain hemisphere when we are born? Do you believe in that? Yeah. Well, what about the interest for us female when we see the coding or the development in Drupal? Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. All right. Do you have any other opinions?
I'm a father of four. I've got three boys and a girl, and my girl is very pink.
Okay.
She's the youngest, and she's going to be a tomboy. She's got three older brothers, but no, she's very very different from my three boys, and that's not environmental. She's made her own choices to be very pink.
Is she also interested in the IT thing or IT stuff?
She's playing four-player games on the PlayStation with her
Oh.
older brother. She's only four, but she's getting into the PlayStation right now. So yeah.
So I was at Web Chiefs talk yesterday, and she was talking about ways to, like, she said, corrupt them all the young, especially girls. And
Especially girls.
But she said things like Minecraft are really good things because they learn logic steps, and it's about you are kind of programming to build something in a way.
Yeah. Again, what they gravitate towards rather than plonk them down.
All right. That was a nice opinion. Okay, as we are talking about environment, all right, unfriendly environment. Because, you know, sometimes in Philippines, female used to view the computer, the IT world as unfriendly for them. They tend to see it as hard and difficult, and how can they be able to adapt to the environment? Because the system itself, I have some question with the system itself, because even myself when I first start learning the IT, because I'm not a programming, I don't have a programming background, I have some adjustment to make in order to learn coding. First in the CSS, HTML. So at first when you don't have a programming background, for a female like me, it will be very difficult, right? So it's like you're learning from scratch. So it in itself, you need to have an environment where you will feel more comfortable with learning. Like the community of Drupal, if it gives you training or access to training, mentorship, then that will give inspiration to female to learn more. I guess that's the suitable environment for a female to be encouraged in order to involve themselves in the community. More mentorship and more training for them. Since we are females, we need more, we need to be taken care with what do you call this? We need to be handily taken care of It's like we are fragile, right? So female should be taken care of very, very carefully. So we have the upbringing background also. So in Australia, you have a very good upbringing, right? In terms of your family, with your kids. So in Philippines, we have some good upbringing backgrounds also. But sometimes it depends on the culture or on the situation of the family. What if for example, a child grew up from a rural area or a suburban place, wherein your parents do not really graduate from college, or you are not really educated. Your parents don't really have the access for education, and you are not fortunate. So those female that grew up from that kind of upbringing tend to negatively view the IT world as different. So it has something to do with the upbringing of parents. Because if your parents are both programmers, yes, you have the tendency to be like them. So you have the influence of both parents. But what about those children that are born with less fortunate parents? So do you have additional insights about this? Did you experience that kind of situation here, where children have a very, very small access or low access to the capability to learn the IT world or the IT?
Yeah, there's a huge divide between like rural Australia and people who live in big
Mhm.
centres, and there's also a really big there's a social economic divide here too, where and there's also a big divide between the public school system and the private school system and the different types of education that you'll get there. So I think that's almost true
Mhm.
across the board.
That's probably universal around the world.
Yeah,
There's
that
always
is.
a degree of there's a gap between people who have access to the internet, access to computers at home and mobile devices, and people who don't. I saw a teacher talking to a teacher last week, and she was actually saying that some teachers have started assuming that kids are going to have access to devices at home, but it's still not true. Even here, even in our cities.
And your talk is focusing on girls. I fully support that. Go the sisterhood. But I think that that's true, particularly in Australia, for Indigenous children and for
Yeah.
boys who might just also have the same.
Yeah, let's
environment.
consider also the other third world country that are just beginning to grow with their economical stability, especially Africa, those countries that are not yet being reached by high technology right now nowadays. And specifically in Philippines, there are some part of Philippines that are really indigenous. So up to now, they're still trying to grasp technology. It sounds so funny sometimes because even in our public elementary school, our teachers there were more than 50 years working in the public sector. But whenever you introduce them how to use a laptop, they're gonna be scared because they are expecting that the laptop will explode or something, that if they push the button on the laptop, it will pop out from it. So that's another sad thing about the reality happening in the Philippines sometimes. And there are also some schools in the Philippines that are nowadays are not being equipped by technology. Still need to develop more. So I think the community, that's why the community is here, is for us to help the government and for us to help the society to be aware of this kind of activities. In the Philippine Drupal users group, we have this so-called road show, which is also we have a roadshow where we do trainings and seminars to different universities. So we go travel from different places, provinces, to introduce Drupal to them. With the Geek Girls, we are included by the Geek Girls. And then we introduce to them the basic fundamentals of Drupal. First is you need to understand the meaning of Drupal. Of course, you cannot learn Drupal until you know the meaning of it and how it has been established by the community leaders. Because there is something with Drupal that has a very valuable thing, and that is the community culture of Drupal. And I guess it has something to do with the attitude of the developers. So we need to introduce them that the Drupal community is a community of people working together, not working as for myself alone. So we need to encourage them to be involved in the community. And we need to start on the early stage. Because, at the early stage, we can still change their points of view, right? Because you can, if they're old, for example, or excuse me for those people that, I guess it is much easier to access the younger people because they're a bit easy to approach with the system because they tend to ask questions like, oh, what is Drupal? I want to learn Drupal. Some of the students that we taught in the Philippines in different universities, they were asking, is Drupal, because they see a drop of water, they thought that, is it a drop of water or something like that, or meaning, or a symbol of water in your country? No, it's a CMS where we use for building websites, so it's a very powerful tool. That's how we introduce it. And you need to learn it in an easy way. So we don't teach them yet the local version because it's going to be a very long process. So we need to show them we use first the webenabled.com, if you know that. So it's much easier for them to point and click for a while and then later on learn the hard way. But there is in Philippine Drupal users group, we have 30. Yeah, out of the, it's 50 out of the 750. But those 750 in the Facebook page are not all Drupal developers. They're just trying to join the group. So the total developers that are really attending the session, moreover, on the last event of Drupal Developers Day are 100. So we have a Drupal camp on February 16, which is we're expecting 250 people. But this time it's going to be big. So we are happy that Drupal Camp Manila will be near. So I hope you guys will be able to come and also experience Manila. So that will be great. So this is also a case-to-case study with women are less confident. Because it has something to do also with the environment in your house. For example, your family upbringing, your influence of your father and mother to you is very strong, and you have developed already self-confidence at an early stage, you will not be less confident, right? Because the community starts with our family sector. So no one just evolved, no one just popped out from the community without the parent. So the parents are always involved in the development of a person. So it should always start with the family sector. So why are there so many female that are less confident in doing this kind of development thing or involving themselves in the community? So that is the main question. So if you have any insights about this, because this is a case-to-case study, you can raise your hand and suggest anything. Do you have any insights about women that are less confident? Or do you believe that we are less confident?
I don't necessarily believe that it's just IT. I think
Mm-hmm.
the confidence thing is across the board. I don't specifically see that as a female in IT are less confident. I think there's, and it's a male thing and a female thing. Confidence just goes with the flow of life. I mean, it's always up and down. Wow, that sounds really hippie.
All right.
It's sort of interesting because you're from the Philippines and I live in the Philippines. I've been there for 15 years, so I know Jem and I go to the Drupal meetings and I sort of really get a sense that you're not just talking about what life is in the Philippines, but you're actually representing Filipino culture at the moment. And sitting here as an Australian, and some of the questions you ask, I mean, they're really fascinating because it shows there's such a difference in the culture. And probably, if you go back in Australia 30 years, the presenter would have been talking like you. And it just shows the massive difference, but not understanding that about the Philippines is sort of losing what the plots, you know. And, and I work in that culture, and I've just got my first female Drupal programmer. So I'll get her to join the Geek Girls.
Yeah, that's sure.
Can I just say they've done some studies in Australia recently trying to work out why pay equity has gone more negative. So
Yeah.
women were getting closer and closer to
Mhm.
But just recently, the last couple of years, we've actually started to slide back down. And one of the reasons they think that is because women aren't as confident to negotiate their pay and
Mhm.
conditions. So and finding that strength within yourself to say, oh, hang on, actually,
Yeah.
if you go,
Yes.
yeah.
I agree with that. It has something to do with the negotiation. Even me, sometimes when I'm negotiating with the client, I still consult my husband sometimes because, the development thing with the project is I don't really know yet the whole information of the project. So, as a female, I should be consulting first my husband in order for me to get the contract and push it on the client. Because the negotiation is something to do with your firm decision. So female,
Is your husband in IT, out of curiosity?
yeah, he's an IT. So I'm also thankful that he mentored me for this, so I was able to adapt in the Drupal world. So fewer opportunities for mentoring. Okay, do you see that there's also some problem with less opportunities of mentorship in the female industry, for example, in the IT world? Why do we see that there are small population of female involving in the IT industry?
I'm going to talk to a couple of the points we've discussed. I think the negotiation thing is not just females. I think we don't get taught negotiation skills in school for a business sense.
Uh-huh.
And to jump back to the upbringing, again, I'm talking from a male reference, but I'm sure the same thing occurs to women. Like, I was young, I got into computers, my dad was like, you should be outside playing games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's proud of me now, but I'm sure lots of women, like if you grew up in a family who's big on sport, but you wanted to do computers, they would have been pushing you to do sport. So, and that happens in any family. Your
Mm-hmm.
parents have their ideals of what you should be doing, but you want to do, your own thoughts don't always get taken into account in your upbringing. And I think that has a big negative effect potentially
Yeah.
on people joining IT and stuff like that.
Yeah, that upbringing factor is one main big factor that affects the female. Because, to share you some short history about my childhood, I was not like this before. I'm a very antisocial person. I don't grow up in a community where I was accepted, and I'm not a happy goer, or I don't go out from the house. Because my father is a military man. So I'm somewhat restricted to go out from the house. I just study and clean the house. That's all my task for the whole day. Until I grew up, then I became curious about the world. Because it depends on the person actually. Even if your parents are bringing you like that negatively, it depends on you when you grow up. You have choices. We have all the choices in our lives. It's either you choose to be bad or you choose to be good, right? So it's not, I don't believe in the saying that I don't have a choice. I always heard the saying, I don't have a choice.
I think when you're younger, you don't realize you have a choice all the time.
Yeah, those were the days I was mentally black from the real world. So because my father was very strict and I don't have friends, imagine that, how did I evolve here in the community? I just thank God because my husband was a very friendly person, and he's very alive and active in the community doing advocacy in the Drupal world. So that's why you need one mentor at least in your household, at least one positive person. Because if everyone in the household are all negative, how come will the child be developed into a positive one, right? So at least there will be one positive person evolving around you. Or either you choose your friends. You choose where you will be. For example, you are going out with people who influence you badly. So I'd rather choose, I have a choice, I'd rather choose these good people because this will return me some benefits later on. Not only the benefits of becoming more social and more friendly, but also the development inside myself, the confidence. So we always have a choice. That's it. So, well, the upbringing has something to do, but you have something to do with yourself also. It matters on the person also, because we all have the choice. Next is, number one is when we are discouraged at an early age. I'm talking about the Philippine factor, okay? This is about the Philippine culture, not on the Australian one. Because in our Philippine culture, when we were young, parents tend to say during those time, when we say something in front of them, they tend to shut us up, like don't talk if we are talking. So female during those time are very quiet. We're very naive. Only nowadays that we evolve to be very, very talkative and we are very, alive in the community. As you can see, there are lots of rally going in the Philippines and most of them are active females. You can see them in the streets. Wrong perceptions about computing. Okay? I have so many friends in the Philippines. When I tend to introduce to them the Drupal thing, they tend to say, oh, what's that? Is that coding? Oh, it's hard. Hey, you've never tried it. You've already said hard. Why don't you try it first before you say no, right? Because you will not say something unless you get there. So try it first before you say something no. So another thing is that their perception regarding the IT community. Because the female in the Philippines before, when we were not yet very active during those time, they tend to see the IT community as being dominated by male. Oh, male again, here we go. Here's the male factor again. And then the female out there were sitting in the back just listening to the male speaker. Hey, you listen to me. This is the coding, this is the programming. That's how we do it. But until some female geek ladies in the Philippines spearheaded the community, there are some women being inspired and became active in the community and participated already. And I also did some encouragement for this female, especially in the Drupal, which is really, really hard to encourage some female to be active because, the main reason why female are bounded in the household task, we are bounded by the household task. We have tasks in the house that we need to do. And then the other factor is that most of us are mothers. So as mothers, we have our designated task for our children. We cannot leave it like that. Like, we cannot leave the task alone with our husband because we are the main person to handle it, right? Because if you are especially giving birth to your child, for example, you have given birth to your child, you'll be the one to nurse your baby. It's not going to be your husband. Of course, he doesn't have a breast milk, right? So, it should be us. If only, sometimes I am joking my husband. I'm trying to joke him. If only the breast milk will be transferred to you, I will give it to you because I want it to work. And sometimes there's a factor between those salary thing that if the husband's salary is much higher than the female, sometimes when the child gets sick, the mother is already bounded to take care of the child. So that's one main reason why female are rarely found in the community because they have so many they have so many responsibilities. Don't we have all, right? So who are parents here already? Female mothers. Who are mothers? Are you all single? Okay, I'm a mother, so I have 3 kids, and I'm trying to balance my time and everything in my family with the community. It's also sometimes heartbreaking if you left the job for your husband. For example, you are going to attend a community event, then you will leave your child to your nanny. It's very hard because you cannot entrust your child to someone who is not very trusted, right? So as a mother, you have the heart to always think of your children for their welfare. So it's not always like that. Next is, lack of female role models. That's it. In the Philippine situation, we seldom find female role models. We want to, I've met Angie Byron. She's really a rock star for me. But in the Philippines, we have so many community leaders, but we want someone who will really mentor us and give us encouragement. Like we want someone like really a rock star behind us or beside us that will really show us that they are really leading the community. So that is one factor that is lacked nowadays. Next is the games classes aimed toward men. Do you agree? I have some question about the gaming factor between. Do you play World of Warcraft? Or who play games here? Because why are those gamers, designers, or the game designers used to create female versions in the game, wearing nude, very big breast, and it's so horrible that you can see your character is really wearing nothing but just the underwear, right? So I was trying to play Dota before, but my character is just like, is this really the character that I'm having here with a big breast and big butt? And that's what they view us. Maybe men are viewing us sexy, but we, yeah. Yeah. So if ever we would be able to see someday some female role models in the game, that we are also doing some good characters.
Characters aren't realistic either. I mean, they're all tanks, and we all know tanks aren't tanks. These plastic don't look like this.
I've got one for you.
They're both kind of unrealistic.
No, I just want to ask that question because some of the females were also looking for something that we will be viewed as not on the body, but more on the brain. Men would see us in here, not here, right? So typically, that's what I'm looking for also in the gaming industry. And importance of life balancing. Okay, so this is something to do with as parents, or even if you're single and you're the breadwinner of the family, you also have responsibilities. So if there's a social events that you need to attend to, sometimes you have family activities you have to go. So we can't be able to attend the session because you need to go there. And sometimes your mom is sick. You need to attend your mom, and unless you want to leave your mom and go attend the session for DrupalCon, right? But family matters comes first, right? So we females are really very passionate with our families and with the way we balance our life. So sometimes I also, there are also men, I believe that there are also men who are also taking care of their families. But most of our females, most of us, are also more on passionate on doing these things because we are already in it. So ever since the world began, we are the first one to create the family. Like, we're giving birth, we're doing the reproductive thing. So that's how we do it. So just like what I said, it's important that we build a community that to encourage more female to be active. Just like now, I was asking with Donna, would anyone be interested to attend the session because it's more on geek girls. So my idea with that is that as a community, we should support one another, right? Especially if there is a female speaker, as female developers or female community members. If there is a female speakers, we should support them to show our passion for the community, work together as one. So when the next time around you'll be the one to talk here, we also support you, right? So that's how we work. In the Drupal Philippines as a community, we help each other. We support one another. And we tend to collaborate with other groups. So how do we collaborate with other groups? Actually, there are many groups in the Philippine Drupal, in the Philippine settings. We have Python, we have Ruby, we have PHP. There are lots of programming languages, but we collaborate with them. How we collaborate is that by meetups. So is there something to do with the fight of the programming language? Do you fight with each other? For example, here in Australia, they have that kind of issue. Like, for example, if you're Drupal and he's Ruby, I don't know you, right? When you attend a conference and he is Drupal and this is Ruby, sometimes the community leaders are, I am more hard-coded than you, right? There's something to do with that. I guess that would not be necessary for us to do that because, as community, we should be helping one another. And especially we are open source. We're open source community. So other than that, do I have more time? Okay, 5 minutes to wrap up. I just want to show you some pictures. Okay, right. Okay. So to give us inspiration about these influential women, I can see that they are very influential because she's the founder of SlideShare, Rashmi Sinha. You know her already. And Angie Byron of Drupal Chicks. And Marisa Mayer of Google. And Kalia Hamlin of OpenID Community. So those are some of the women that I've included. In the Philippines, here are the geek leaders. Eileen Apollo of Google, Anton Polman of Python Users Group, me as myself for Philippine Drupal, and Sherry Ann Domingo of PHP, and the Developers Connect, Florida Ortiz. Okay, I've already discussed that. And here are some of the pictures that we have with our female geek girls that are already included in the Drupal community. So we've encouraged them already. We've already trained them and mentored them to learn Drupal as well. They're also doing Drupal now. Yeah. Okay, let me pass that. So these are some geek female events that are included here. Okay. As you can see, there are some women already participating in Drupal. We have last year our Drupal Inauguration Day, which we already acknowledged the volunteers. So yearly we have this, what we call acknowledging volunteers for the community. Because, it's important that we acknowledge every volunteers so that they have something to cherish for their hard works. And not only that,
Just going to point out or mention that about the Drupal certification coming up, or
Drupal Camp Manila.
no, certification.
Drupal certification,
Acquia certification.
we have already, if we have.
I understand that's coming up, official Acquia certification of Drupal skills, and I just think that would be a great
Yeah, sure.
leveler because
Uh-huh.
it'll be a common standard. It won't be
Yeah.
sexist. It will say you've reached a standard. Doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
who you are, what you are,
Yeah, that's
background is. I think that would be fantastic.
that will be great. That will be great. And yeah, we have in order to help them also, we included them. Sorry for this. We included them in the Toastmasters. We're also doing Toastmasters International for female because female is sometimes naive and shy. So we try to develop their public speaking skills by involving them in the Toastmasters Club. So at least they can experience talking in front of the stage. And that's not only the program that we have. For these future coming events, we have more training for the females. And not only for the females, but for the community volunteers. So that's how we encourage our volunteers in the Drupal community. And this is our logo for the Druplicon, Philippine Drupal Users Group and Philippine Geek Girls. And all right, I think that's all my topic all about today. So if you have any more questions, you can raise it up, or if you don't have any more, that will be fine. Since this is my first time, that would be great. I will not answering your question.
Thank you, Joanna. We do have a little bit of time for questions before the break.
Yeah, he was raising his hand.
So, Martin?
I think there's other industries out there that have more females than males as well, like
Mhm.
charity, for example.
Yeah, charity.
Sector has a lot, has like a bigger teaching. And do you think that we're excluding women in this in IT industry? Like because I really want more women to be in IT. I think it'd be great. But
Mhm.
I don't know how much I can
So what
So what should I do to get more?
what do you mean? You want to establish a group or a meetup for women with you?
As the Drupal community as a whole, no. What is it that we can do? What is it
Because
that
he
we
said
can
he
do
want
to
more
make
females.
more accepting to women, more accessible? Are we doing something bad at the moment? Or
No,
are we okay?
not really. You're not doing anything bad to women. It's just like the perception of some women over this IT thing. And we just need some mentorship and clarification with you guys. Sometimes also it has to do with some snappy people in the industry, especially the executives. So women are emotional, right? So when we, at the first impression, when we tend to be ignored sometimes, we are sometimes discouraged already. So somehow, at the first impression of a person, you should be accessible at first to women and accommodating. Yeah, should be. So other than, okay.
Do you think, like, I think Drupal is doing a lot to be inclusive for women. So I don't necessarily, I think one thing we do need to do is get to the point where we don't have to make, or we shouldn't feel that we have to make consideration because it shouldn't even be a concern. That's what I think we need to get to. And I think, like, how much of this do you think is cultural? Because, different cultures have, I mean, it was the way here in the past that the women had their place. There was supposed to be a kitchen and look after the babies and stuff, and I think that's
Mhm.
pretty much gone in our society. I hope so.
Mhm.
And, like, what do you think, what steps might need to take place in Manila for that to dissolve as a factor in this problem?
Well, for me, I believe that it has something to do with the community leaders. Because on my first, when I was not yet in Drupal, I will not say any particular group. When I attended one community in Philippines, there's, people are people. You can change them, right? Even if we are Drupal people and we are open source, we have our own attitudes. We cannot change that. So for me, it has something to do with the accessibility of or the availability of leaders to those weak. Because in a community there are groups of weak people, or those people that are less. What do you call them? They are tend to uh, yeah tend to be aloof or somehow isolating themselves from the other groups. So in order to not them do that, we should be the one to approach them. Because we should be more aware. As a leader, I learned to be aware of the people around me. When I felt something bad happening in my community, I am the one first approaching the volunteers.
Do you think there's, like, obviously there's male leaders in the Philippines as well?
Well, that's in the Philippines.
Yeah, I know, but, like, so you're doing a lot as a female leader in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
But is there much happening to change the point of view of the male leaders for them to be more inclusive? Because I think that's a very important aspect of it as well. Even in Melbourne, there's a female Drupal youth group,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been leading the Melbourne, like the everyone Drupal youth group for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that it's happened, but I'm sad that it needs to happen. I think.
Can I make a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
From looking at this from a lot of different experiences I've had in my life and places I've travelled and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I also do think that just looking at this from a female perspective is missing some stuff. So we know that Indigenous tribes of Australia and also in Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
Japan, even lots of different places are struggling with the digital divide. So are people with a disability, and so are the elderly. And I think that we have a case for positive discrimination if that aim of that positive discrimination is to end the negative discrimination, and to also see that perhaps within 5 or 10 years we won't need to be positively discriminating towards women or people with a disability or Indigenous people
Mm-hmm.
too. So really making sure that that's your end aim and keeping that end aim in sight is what you need to do. Otherwise you get sort of stuck in this thing where you're just favouring women or favouring a certain
Mm-hmm.
group in society. Really, this is positive discrimination is for a short period to bridge that gap. Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with her. And somehow in our group, what we do in the volunteers meeting, when we have new members in the community, this is a long process of tasks. Actually, we're doing a background check for this person because we wanted to, not really the background or the more deeper back, but just the family background. So we know how to adapt with her emotional tantrums. Sometimes volunteers tend to not appear sometimes, and so that you know what's going on, and you will not be you don't look like to be so dictator with them, because sometimes you will be misinterpreted as dictating something for them. So it has to be always a request for the volunteer.
We are at time, but it's going into morning tea, so it's not like there's a So I did just want to sort of say we have run out of time, but I'm sure that we can continue the conversation out as we go and have some tea. But please, let's put our hands together and thank Gemma for coming a long way.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for attending. Yeah, I hope this will not be my last for DrupalCon. So I hope next time I will be able to get more audiences for women. And I'm glad that you all participated, because that's the purpose of this presentation, is to be able to hear your voice and your suggestion and ideas. Because that's how our community, right? So since it is a community topic, we need to voice out our ideas. So thank you for attending.
Can I say one thing? Because I really learned something here, because because I'm in the Philippines and I've got a Drupal team there, and I've got a Filipino
Yeah,
secretary,
he has a.
and I've just employed my first gig girl, and I tell you, there's no difference between a female and a male when you're doing Drupal. So, but the thing was that
Thank you.
I got an email yesterday from my secretary saying that she started early, but she'll leave early because she has to take her auntie to the hospital. We
Mm.
did overtime the week before, and on Saturday, but my gig girl couldn't go because she had to take her grandmother to the hospital. And this is thing where the women have to take the family to the hospital. I mean, even though they haven't got family of their own, their responsibilities as
Yeah.
females just extend just beyond their own children.
Because we have
And
extended
I was
family.
like, I wasn't really aware of that until you spoke, and I thought I've got to factor that in a lot more. But one more thing, probably it's not just females, anybody over the age of about 35 and 40 is in trouble in the Philippines. Unless you're young, it's you really don't have a bright future. Discrimination is just extraordinary. And I've got when I advertise my my what do you call it? Non-discrimination, the employment. I've got the word. Yeah, equal opportunity, regardless of age, sex, or whatever. And that doesn't happen in the Philippines. So it's not just girls. It's just so.
I told you we have a different culture.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Maybe you need to invite one of the powerful Drupal women over and get in the newspapers and get programmers to come and have a look, because the role model